When you think of Golden Age Hollywood, two names evoke entirely different yet equally mesmerizing images. Barbara Stanwyck, the fierce, emotionally grounded actress known for her dramatic depth, and Fred Astaire, the suave, light-footed dancer who made the impossible look effortless. Their talents couldn't be more distinct. Her presence rooted in realism and grit, his in elegance and fantasy. And yet, when these two icons crossed paths, they brought together two different dimensions of Hollywood magic. Barbara Stanwyck, born Ruby Catherine Stevens in Brooklyn, New York, on July 16, 1907, came from poverty, hardship, and heartbreak. Orphaned at a young age, she grew up in foster homes, learned to take care of herself early, and build a sense of independence that would define her both personally and professionally. That self-reliance translated directly to her screen persona. Strong, no-nonsense women with sharp minds and even sharper tongues. She got her start in show business as a Ziegfeld Follies chorus girl, moving into silent films in the late 1920s and quickly making a name for herself in the early sound era. She was a natural actress, instinctive, emotionally honest, and fiercely dedicated to her craft. Stanwyck didn't rely on glamour. She could be beautiful, yes, but her true power came from within. She could be icy or warm, ruthless or gentle, cunning or naive, sometimes all in one performance. Fred Astaire, by contrast, was born Frederick Austerlitz on May 10, 1899, in Omaha, Nebraska. His path to stardom started early and with far more stability. He performed on vaudeville stages with his sister Adele, later moving to Broadway, and then finally to Hollywood. Astaire brought with him not only refined dance skills, but also an intense perfectionism. His routines were polished to a mirror shine, full of fluidity, rhythm, and grace. Astaire wasn't just a dancer. He was a revolutionary. He transformed how dance was filmed, insisting that full-body shots be used in. Astaire wasn't just a dancer. He was a revolutionary. He transformed how dance was filmed, insisting that full-body shots be used and that dances be captured in long takes. His collaborations with Ginger Rogers made him a household name, but his influence extended far beyond their legendary duets. He introduced class and charm into every project he touched. For many fans of old Hollywood, Astaire and Stanwyck seem like figures from two entirely different worlds, his defined by tuxedos, top hats, and ballroom glides, hers by noir shadows, emotional turmoil, and dramatic monologues. But their careers did converge in memorable ways. One of their key intersections came in the 1953 MGM musical, The Bandwagon. While Stanwyck didn't star in the film, her influence and contemporaneity with Astaire during this period places them in the same cultural moment, at a time when Hollywood was redefining itself. Astaire played an aging song and dance man, making a comeback in an increasingly modern entertainment industry. The film was a self-aware, elegant look at show business transformation, themes that resonated with both stars' careers at that time. Stanwyck had just come off a remarkable run in the 1940s with performances in Double Indemnity, Sorry, Wrong Number, and Christmas in Connecticut. She was seen as a leading dramatic actress whose performances were grounded and layered. While she wasn't a staple of musicals, her few ventures into lighter territory showed her comedic timing and her ability to adapt, a trait she shared with Astaire. Though Stanwyck and Astaire never co-starred in a full feature film together, their careers reflect fascinating parallels. Both were tireless professionals. Neither relied on scandal or studio drama to stay relevant. They simply worked again and again across decades, outlasting trends and redefining genres. Stanwyck was known for her incredible range. She could play a working-class mother in Stella Dallas and then, just a few years later, become a seductive, icy manipulator in Double Indemnity. She tackled comedies with Preston Sturges, dramas with Frank Capra, and even westerns. In fact, Stanwyck later became a staple of television westerns, starring in The Big Valley and proving that her talent transcended format and medium. Astaire, on the other hand, became the symbol of classic musical romance. His dance numbers with Ginger Rogers, Rita Hayworth, and Sid Charisse became cinematic legend. But Astaire, too, branched out in later years. In the 1959 film On the Beach, he gave a rare, dramatic performance, portraying a scientist in a post-apocalyptic world. It was a haunting, restrained performance that showed his dramatic potential, long hidden beneath the sparkle of his musical career. What makes both Stanwyck and Astaire remarkable is their adaptability. In an industry that constantly evolved and often discarded its aging stars, they found ways to stay relevant. Stanwyck did this by turning to television in the 1960s and 70s, winning awards for her roles in The Thornbirds and The Big Valley. Astaire transitioned into television as well, making celebrated appearances in variety shows and even dancing with rising stars like Barry Chase. They also shared a deeply rooted professionalism. Stanwyck was known for arriving on set fully prepared, never missing a line, and always respecting her fellow actors. She didn't suffer fools, but she also didn't demand special treatment. She was beloved by crews and respected by directors. Astaire, likewise, was noted for his humility despite being one of the most famous entertainers in the world. He worked relentlessly on his choreography, often rehearsing dance routines until his feet bled. He was collaborative, innovative, and always striving for perfection. Even into his 70s, he remained active and sharp, never fully stepping. Behind the scenes, their personal lives were quite different. Stanwyck, though widely admired, was notoriously private. She was married to actor Robert Taylor for many years, but after their divorce, she remained single and focused largely on her work. She was fiercely independent, and friends often described her as both warm and guarded, kind but impenetrable. Astaire was more family-oriented. He married twice and had children. Despite his fame, he often shied away from public attention, preferring quiet domesticity over Hollywood's party circuit. He was a devoted father and remained gracious even as he aged and his fame shifted. Though Stanwyck and Astaire weren't romantic leads together, it's easy to imagine the chemistry they might have shared. Stanwyck's grounded strength and Astaire's refined elegance would have made for a fascinating pairing, a contrast of textures, energy, and emotional tones. If Hollywood had made that casting choice, it could have created a blend of realism and fantasy, grit and grace. Both stars were recognized for their lifetime achievements. Barbara Stanwyck received an honorary Academy Award in 1982 for her superlative creativity and unique contribution to the art of screen acting. Fred Astaire was similarly honored in 1950 and later received a special tribute at the American Film Institute. In 1999, the American Film Institute ranked Astaire as the 5th greatest male star and Stanwyck as the 11th greatest female star in American film history. Their legacies live on not just through awards and honors, but through influence. Barbara Stanwyck paved the way for actresses who wanted to portray complex, independent women. Her performances still resonate today, bold, modern, emotionally honest. She's often cited as an inspiration by stars like Meryl Streep, Cate Blanchett, and Nicole Kidman. Red Astaire's influence is everywhere, from music videos to Broadway to contemporary film choreography. Dancers like Gene Kelly, Michael Jackson, and even modern performers like Justin Timberlake have paid homage to his style and technique. His fluidity, control, and artistry set a standard that remains unmatched. Today, in a world of fast fame and fleeting attention, Stanwyck and Astaire remind us of time when stardom was built on skill, endurance, and grace. They weren't just celebrities. They were craftspeople. They treated film as a vocation, not a stepping stone of fame, but a lifelong calling. Their absence from a major collaborative film together feels like a missed opportunity in cinematic history, yet their individual bodies of work remain towering pillars in the foundation of American cinema. As we revisit the films of the Golden Age, we do more than admire nostalgia. We engage with performances that still speak to human truths. We see Barbara Stanwyck, unwavering and unafraid to expose raw emotion. We watch Fred Astaire, making gravity a myth and movement an art form. Together, they represent two different expressions of excellence: earth and air, fire and wind. If one showed us how to endure, the other showed us how to soar. And that, in essence, is the legacy of Barbara Stanwyck and Fred Astaire, two timeless legends who turned Hollywood into something that will never be forgotten.